We're heading back to Asda supermarket for their Northern Monk edition. This is Faith in Haze. It's part of Northern Monk's Twist edition, just in Asda supermarket. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to the supermarkets and there's another beer from Northern Monk. Now this is the one that's in Asda. It's called Faith in Haze. It's a Haze IPA, 6%. It's part of Northern Monk's Twist edition. We've seen lots of Northern Monk beers in supermarkets. I think they're specially making certain ones for certain supermarkets because this is just in Asda. Doesn't tell us much in terms of hops and stuff like that. All we know is 6%. It's a Hazy IPA. So let's crack it open, get it in a glass and see what it's all about. See if it's any good. See if it's up there with some of the others. I mean, the Sainsbury's one, Eternal Haze, I still think is my favourite. The Citra one, which, I mean, obviously that's a slightly different, it's not a Twist edition, is quite good. The Laura Slater one, we've had Twist editions in places like, you know, in Tesco's as well with the Faith in the Futures and stuff like that. So there's lots of Northern Monk beers, and certainly beer in a glass looks like you would expect from a Northern Monk. Orangey, in fact, it's a little bit more orangey, I would say, than a lot of them. It's less custardy and more orange, very hazy. Two fingers, yeah, I'd say that's quite sort of soapy head, really. I don't think that's going to sort of stick around that long. Looks pretty good. Let's see what it smells like. Oh, nice aroma, actually. It's a lot more sort of orangey citrus in here. Almost a slight twang of a slight sort of twang of passion fruit, that sort of tartness. Smells pretty good. Smells nice and fresh and juicy. So let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, it tastes great. Mouthfeel, it's not as soft, I don't think, as some of the other beers. It's got a little bit of prickly carbonation, but it's very juicy, very fruity. It's very similar to Simple Faith, to be honest. It's just got a little bit more amped up in terms of flavour, a little bit more flavour. But in terms of like the body, it's more similar to that. It's light. There's a lot more fizz, I would say, in this beer than the softness that you get with some of the others. I mean, you compare this with, say, Eternal Haze or the Faith in the Futures, the white can one with the Sabro in it. They're very sort of IPA, and this is very sort of almost on the edge of being an IPA or a pale ale. It's almost like a slightly fuller bodied pale ale. It tastes good though. As I say, it's fruity, there's no harshness, not much bitterness. As I say, it's very orange, passion fruit. There's grapefruit in there, there's lemons, there's limes, mango as well. All of those sort of flavours, you know, we get a lot of those beers, those flavours. They're all in there, they're all mixed up though. There's nothing that really jumps out. It's always disappointing they don't put the hops in this, because I'd say pretty much it's got the same. I can't even think what hops actually Faith has got in it, and it probably hasn't even got the hops on that. But I'd say this is pretty similar in terms of hops. I just think it's probably got more in the mix, as it were, in the brew process, but it's still a solid supermarket beer. I don't think it's their best. Is it their worst? I don't think I've really had I mean, apart from those sort of weird ones where they put extra sort of fruit concentrate in, when it comes to IPAs, you know you're going to get a solid beer when you pick Northern Monk up, and this is no different. You know, if you go to Sainsbury's, if you go to Morrison's, if you go to Waitrose, if you go to Tesco, if you go to now Asda, you can always find a good Northern Monk in there, especially if it's a hazy IPA. So, Faith in Haze, let me know if you've had it, what you think of it, and how does it rate with the Northern Monk supermarket beers. I must drink them side by side, but now we get to the point where there's so many in the supermarkets, It's going to be a lot for one video, but it's something that's in the back of my mind that I should really do and just really get to the point to know which is the ultimate Northern Monk supermarket beer. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Score's coming up, but until then, keep on rocking, folks. Okay, the scores are in for Northern Monk's Faith in Haze. This is a hazy IPA, it's 6%. It's available in Asda supermarkets, £3. It's a twist of Faith. It's similar to Faith. It's a little bit more of an amped up Faith, I would say. So let's go through the scores, starting with aroma. Appearance, nearly forgot which one it was. Flavour, value for money, and my overall experience. That gives a total score of, yeah, it's not bad. It's a solid, if unremarkable, IPA, even for supermarket standards. There's a lot worse than this in supermarkets, but there are definitely a good few that are better than this, but it's still a recommended beer, and for £3 you can't really grumble, can you? So total score, definitely worth buying. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you're not a subscriber, please think about subscribing. Let me know in the comments what your favourite Northern Monk beer in the supermarkets is. I'm really interested, and maybe I should get some sort of poll going somewhere to really sort of find out what is the best supermarket Northern Monk beer. Let me know in the comments. Really interested to hear what your opinion is of that. And until the next one, you know what you're going to do. Drink good craft beer and keep on rocking.